Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. All right, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, I've just gone and done my food shop, and I think one of the biggest stumbling blocks for so many of you is the inability to make sure that you're prepared for the day. And I think one of the stumbling blocks as to why you're not actually in shape is that you're not prepared, and you fall down every time something comes up. You say, oh, I was caught short at work, I was busy doing X, Y, Z. And that's one of the main reasons why you fall into the same trap every time. So what I'm here to show you today is that with a little bit of preparation, 20 minutes a day, you can have all of your food done and you won't make any mistakes with your diet plan. Inconsistency is one of the main things that's holding you back. So with this method, you will not keep failing. So I'm going to prove to you that it can be done in that time. So I'm actually going to show you the time now. So it's 11:14, and I'm going to get things rolling, and by 11:34, everything's going to be done. So if you just wake up 15-20 minutes earlier, you're going to have all of your day prepared. So 2 pans on, and also something important worth mentioning is using low-calorie oil spray. The amount of times I've had people tag me in videos and they're just swimming in oil and secret calories and basically just adding so much more to their diet plan. You know, doing this way, I'll actually argue, is quicker than going to the shop numerous times throughout the day. You know, you might think that you're saving time by just walking out the door, but actually by doing this, you're going to have all of your food with you, and over time that's actually going to be quicker. Scissors. Another key thing that I always make sure that I do is chopping things small so they cook quicker. Get rid of the bits you don't want. And then chopping into the pan, small little chunks like this, therefore it cooks a lot quicker. And then I'm going to get moving on to my meal one, which is going to be oats and whey, which we've done in the microwave. So both of these pans are going to be going with my cooked meals for the day. So that's 250 grams of chicken. And now moving on to the beef mince, which is also going to be 250 grams. Again, this is as hard or as easy as you want to make it. I even had people before saying to me how it was such a struggle just to weigh food. Just simply weighing food was a problem for some people. And I think to myself, you know, it literally takes seconds. And part of the problem is that you create these issues in your mind. You tell yourself that it's hard to do when actually it's not. So what you'll notice what I'm doing here is I'm pressing the mince down like that, and that's going to make it cook even quicker. So the thicker something is, the longer it's going to take to cook. So those two bits are going now. I'm going to season them, salt and pepper, and then I'll move on to the other meals. So here's something else worth mentioning. A really common thing is, can I use packet rice? Well, I've been using packet rice exclusively for the last 5 years. I actually prefer the taste of it. It's not even that it's convenient. The fact that it's convenient is, well, it's just an added bonus, but I just genuinely love the taste of these. So I use jasmine rice, and people often get confused about the weight on these. So if you see at the bottom here, it says 250 grams. It's 250 grams because it's been cooked. This is the equivalent of 100 grams of raw weight rice. And I'm a man who likes to work in whole numbers like that. So I always put on my diet plans for people 50, 100, 150. I don't give like strange amounts and things like that. So 100 grams of rice in the microwave. That's 2 minutes in the microwave for that. Now I can get working on meal one and meal three. So my cooked meals are meals 2 and meal 4. Meal 1 and meal 3 are going to be slightly easier. So what these will be is, I'll get a Tupperware. I'm going to have oats and whey, as I mentioned. 100 grams of oats. Let's see if I can get it dead on. Oh, 102. Do you know what? I'll take the extra, make me extra big. And then I'm going to boil the kettle. Again, this is a bit of a common thing that people find this is a bit of an issue, how to make oats. And one of the problems that they've got is that they don't like oats because they're making them wrong. Now, if you make it too stodgy, too thick, it's quite hard to eat. If you make it too runny, it's a little bit suspect as well. So my advice is making sure that you get that right. Right in the middle, you'll find your feet once you do it a few times. Once you've got the consistency you like, you'll be able to do it a lot quicker each time you do it. Okay, so whilst that's going, I'll now come over and turn the meat. So that's halfway done already. Literally so fast. Same with the chicken. See, everyone likes things done slightly differently, whether it's like, you know, a little bit, you know, more well done, or a little bit, you know. I personally like it when it's got a little bit of browning on it, you know. So even with me faffing around with a chicken like this, you know, it's not like I'm doing it super fast. I'm certainly no chef, right? I'm not a skilled cook. But if I can do it, you can do it. So pop these away so you don't have a whole big mess by the time you're finished. Sometimes people cook and it's like a bomb's gone off in their kitchen afterwards. I like to clean as I go. So that's one rice done. Now I'll get the second one done. 2 minutes in there, kettle's almost boiled. So there's a little trick as well. What I find, because I'm going to eat these now, and I find if I'm in a little bit of a rush as well, bearing in mind it's taking a couple of minutes to boil, what I would do is I'll add a tiny bit of cold water into there as well. Make it easier to eat. So just once the kettle's boiled, just a tiny bit of cold water. Now it's not going to burn me as it goes in. Again, as I say, you'll find the right consistency you like. Not too much, not too little. Roughly about there. And let it settle for a moment. Grab a spoon, just stir it in. See, it looks a little bit runny at the moment, but if you let that sit, that'll thicken up. Okay, and then my third meal, I'm going to take with me when I go, 2 bagels. So I pop these down, and I'll go and check the meat again. Now, something that I do as well, you notice I didn't cut it, I didn't do anything like that, I literally just break it up like this. What you'll find, some people struggle with beef mince because it can be a little bit dry, and I do agree. If I struggle a little bit, what I'll do is I'll add some veg, some tinned tomatoes and whatnot. That's actually ready now, so I'll turn the heat off. And it just makes it a lot more palatable. So, okay, meal number 1 will go in here. Rice, in. Beef mince, in. This chicken's gonna need maybe a tiny bit more. You need to be a bit more careful with chicken. Make sure it's all cooked through. It's pretty close to being there. By the time the rice is done, I think that's going to be done. So keep that there. Bagels are on a timer as well. Oats are thickening up, almost there. Whey protein. So obviously my sponsor is Animal. Get yourself a good quality protein. Something that you like. That's right. It's not just about the quality of protein. It's about something that's palatable for you and something you can eat repeatedly and not get sick of. This tastes really, really good. And I'm not just saying it because I'm sponsored by them, it's actually a fact. It really, really does. So, you know, another thing, people don't like the consistency of oats, but also people don't like the fact that they don't taste very good. They're a bit bland. I think, again, I'd probably agree. So once you get the consistency that you like, add the whey in, and then all of a sudden you've got flavoured oats, right? So, second rice is done. So now I'll get another Tupperware. I would love to say that I had all matching Tupperware, but I don't. Unfortunately, they get lost. It's a bit the same place that your socks get lost in the wash. You know, you can never find 2 pairs of socks that match. Same as Tupperware. Tupperware lids, where the hell do they go? So that looks like it's done to me. So the chicken and the rice is also done. The bagels just popped up, but I'll be honest with you, it's not quite done yet, so a little bit more. So you'll notice as well, I'm not being hugely fast. I mean, I'm being efficient, but I'm still talking, still playing around with certain things, a little bit of salt. I didn't salt the rice, which is an absolute faux pas. So get on that now. Make sure there's enough in there. Now, choice of sauce. Again, somewhere where people fall down is they're going mad with sauces on their food. So I would suggest something that's not oil-based. That looks like it's pretty much done to me. Something not oil-based, something tomato-based, a sweet chili sauce, tomato ketchup, barbecue sauce, things like that. They're quite low in calorie. So what I'm going for is sweet chili. It's my thing at the moment, and also I like Worcester sauce. These are my 2 choices at the moment. Pretty low calorie. Again, it kind of depends on how much you use. So I'm going to go here with that. Worcester sauce is very low calorie. So just enough to make it more palatable. Sweet chili sauce in. And there we go. So that is meal 2, done and dusted. Meal 4, done and dusted. Meal 1 is nearly there now, so you notice it's thickened up. Just a tiny bit more. And then my meal 3 is also here. So I'm also going to have, my meal 5 will be yogurt and berries. To be honest with you, I'll be home later on, so I'm going out for the day. So this is going to be what I eat when I'm out. I'll be home for the day, so this doesn't need to be made now. But how long does it take to get yogurt and berries into a bowl? 30 seconds, you know. So I could even now, whilst I'm waiting for this, wash up. the bit that no one likes doing. Do you know what? When you are younger, you don't realise the amount of washing up that comes with being a bodybuilder. It's something that no one warns you of the amount of washing up that you'll be doing. It is a bit of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. But even within that allotted time that I gave myself, 20 minutes, I'll be able to wash up as well. Could you imagine that? So you come back to a clean kitchen rather than something that a bomb's gone off in, you know? I'm very close to being done now. And it was a little bit of a risk saying 20 minutes because I was like, oh, am I definitely gonna get it done? Because I'm not normally timing myself. But I was pretty damn sure that I was gonna be under 20 minutes. And sure enough, yeah, we're on 11:28 right now. And yeah, we're pretty much there now. So what I do now is add in my vanilla whey. I'll go with 60 grams of whey, which is around 50 grams of protein. See if we can get this right. Oh, I've gone over in protein as well. Looks like I'm gonna be massive, doesn't it? Well, there we go. So now, stir this in. As I say, I'm not even being hugely fast right now, you know? It's not like I'm rushing anything specifically. Now I've got vanilla flavored oats and a decent consistency. So I can eat that either right now, sometimes I might put it into a bowl rather than a Tupperware, or I can take it with me in the car and get cracking. So there we go. That is meal 1 done. So meal 1, meal 2, meal 4, meal 3, the bagels. So I'm personally going to go with some jam on these. The most convenient jam is the squirty one. If you're getting one, you know, you've got to work on yourself to 2025. Like, this is so much easier. So what I'll do is either into a food bag or just simply something like this. I don't have any food bags right now, but I do have this. So bagels in here. Wrap up, wrap up. Food bags would be way more convenient. However, that's gonna have to do. And then jam, take that with me. So that is my food prep done and dusted. As I say, meal number 5 is the yogurt and berries, but I do it when I come home. So what are we now? 11:30, so that is officially 16 minutes and I've done 4 meals for the day. Now, when you tell me that you don't have time, I would argue just waking up 16 minutes earlier is doable for most. If that means going to bed slightly earlier, if it just means accepting you're gonna be a bit more tired, but one way or another, you can do it. So the stumbling block doesn't need to be a stumbling block. Even if you're a busy guy or girl, you can still do it.